Hello,
Okay.
everyone. I would like to welcome everyone to this roundtable. This is the urban housing trends and challenges that we are preparing for the third Smart City Happy Citizens World Summit 2023. I am Patrícia Fraga. I am the Executive Director at Abayomi Academy. I am an architect in urban planning, and it's a pleasure to be moderating this table here with these two exceptional ladies. And I would like to welcome our guests, Selma Zollman and Elizabeth Taylor. Selma, I would like you to be the first one. Please present yourself. And then Elizabeth, you can present yourself too.
Hello, everyone. My name is Selma Zollman, and I've been a real estate agent for the last 22 years, and I absolutely love what I do. I have license in Maryland, California, Florida. I work primarily on a southeast part of Florida, but I do have some clients on the central Florida and also on the west part of Florida. It's been a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Elizabeth.
Yes, this is very nice to be with you today, Patricia and Selma. And my name is Elizabeth Taylor. I am a licensed in Kansas, Missouri, and actually in Florida. And the majority of my business, I concentrate in Kansas City area, do assist the Brazilian community over there. And actually, have a lot of experience for 16 years living in Kansas City, and I concentrate my business on the Midwest in United States.
Oh, so this is a very interesting, diverse experience that you have, and it will be very nice to share with our audience your experience and what you are seeing in our urban cities nowadays or recently, because we have been noticing some changes since 2020, since the pandemic, in the way people's life and the way people's look to their house, they're changing, remodeling. And I would like to know, based on your experience, what trends are you observing in the urban housing? Which type of housing your clients are looking for? And do house owners need to make any changes in order to be easier to sell their house? What do you think? And you can talk about the difference in these states: Florida, California, Maryland, Missouri. And it's just we have a perception of how different it is or how similar it is in these different states in the US. Liz, do you want to start?
Yeah, sure. The majority, like I said, my client in Kansas City, they are a lot of diversity, but is on the Midwest in the United States, and is concentrated on the central, which we have a lot of business, and the majority, the big companies is moving to the center of America, which we have a lot of millennials moving to Kansas City. And then the situation, the market right now, and the majority of the millennials is buying house, which in Kansas City, the price range is very small. Like 268 is the majority, the average price in Kansas City, which is very attractive for the millennials. And then the price is very easier that I can make you can approve this buyers. And then the quality of life actually is the other good point that attract new buyers. The millennials is buying, and the change on this market is very growing quickly, and we can sell in house in no more than 7 days. We got the accepted offers, and houses on the market don't stay longer than 15 days, and the easier because attract these new buyers.
Mm-hmm. Selma, it's the same for you, or it's something different?
Yeah, it's completely different. what's happening here, affordability is becoming more and more a difficult topic for Florida. Into 2020, we had a little decrease on price in markets, like the uncertainty. It was something that really striked to the buyers at that point. So then we didn't know what to expect. Suddenly, we had a huge migration of people from New Jersey, New York, and California to the area of South Florida. They came here because where they were basically stuck in little properties, little apartments. They didn't have access to even go outside so many times. So they had to take the dog down the elevator at 3 p.m. and that's it. They didn't have the flexibility just to go outside. And they were in properties there like of 1.2 million, 1.5 million, and so restrict areas. They came to Florida and they made the market crazy because they saw a house that they could buy here. It was so much more affordable than there. They could buy for $700,000 an amazing house with a pool, with a backyard, and they inflated the market here in Florida. Today, as a result of that, we see that affordability for people that have been living in Florida became very, very restricted. So we feel that. It's very hard for people that have been living in Florida to actually be able to be approved, especially with the interest rate now. So it's being a very challenging market. Houses demand is still in a very high. So let's say the houses that was like about 200,000 in prior to the pandemic, now we can buy for 380, 400,000. So we almost doubled. So it's being a challenge.
Mm-hmm. So the migration between the states and also international immigration make a huge effect on the housing, especially in South Florida, and as you say in Kansas too, Liz, right? And yes. Do you see, besides of the affordability, Selma talk about the clients moving from California and New York and New Jersey looking for maybe bigger spaces, bigger houses with much more space and also outdoor spaces. In Kansas, do you see that too, Liz, that people are looking for more space, for more outdoor areas, backyard, pool?
Yes, you need to understand about it, the market in Kansas City due the weather. We don't have this client look for a pool because the pool in Kansas City, nobody uses more than 2-3 months due the weather. But actually, Kansas City has a huge areas, houses with big yards. Like I told you before, the price range in Kansas City, house is $268, which is very affordable. If in $500,000, you can buy a house with 4,000 to 3,000 square footage, 40 to 40 or 5,000 square footage for $500,000, which in Florida you gotta have a double this money, which make it attract to the market. And they actually everywhere in the United States has a new event in moving, because we got to understand which client we're gonna put in the big yard. Who is looking for a big house? 3,000 square footage, 4,000 square footage is a family. Which in Kansas City, we have the best school district. We have a some school district that is 17 on the rank on a better school district in the United States, which it's bring a lot of families from New York and California. You also has that migration all over the United States. But a Kansas City market is more attractive right now. And you have a depth in housings everywhere in the United States. But affordable price is making more buyers come to the Midwest. But we need to understand about the millennials, where they are looking for. You need to understand what kind of clients you're going to focus with. The millennials does not buy big house. They are living in apartment. The even is more affordable for them, but then one smart apartment, smart housings, which you saw the technology being invested a lot on this new market on the millennials, which make us in Kansas City has a huge builders, a huge demand, and you change a lot the old downtowns. You can see how developments is growing downtowns before families moving away from downtowns. And now then the city is renovating downtown, which making with a lot of coffee shopping, a lot shopping malls in downtown, and develop a new the city is looks better, attract more shows, more events, and the millennials like to live in downtown. Don't have a huge traffic, don't need to drive long distance to go work, and the majority of the millennials is still working in home office. That is very attractive.
Mm-hmm. So you talked 2 points that I think that it's interesting for us to discuss too. One is about the schools, because here in the United States, we know that this relation with the address, the houses, and the school district is different from other countries. Can you explain a little bit how this works so our audience can understand what is the relation with the school district and the housing, and also about the price of these houses? Selma, it can be you.
Yes. So yes, when we purchase a house in a specific address, that address, it actually already determines where you're gonna be going to school. So places here or anywhere in the United States that have A+ schools are much more desirable. Why? Because people don't have to send their kids to private schools. So they're going to have access to the best schools of the United States. So here in South Florida, we have few areas that come to my mind right now. Like Parkland has a great district, Lake Worth, Wellington, Boca Raton, Weston, Cooper City. So these are the ones that come to my mind now, that if you buy there, you're going to have from elementary school all the way to high school, you're going to have a great school district. So you're not going to have to go into private schools. Other areas, you're going to have maybe elementary is very good, and then middle school is already not as good. Or sometimes you have elementary and middle school okay, and high school is not graded as high.
Mm-hmm. And this affect the price of the houses, of course.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
This determined it.
The prices of the taxes that you pay into those the areas that have better schools are going to be higher. So that's the reason why the schools have better technology and they have a better capacity, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Liz.
This is a very, very controversial matter in the United States. This is kind of difficult matter because it is a politicians also are involved on this situation. Like you mentioned, and in United States, school district has impact on price in the houses, which the politicians try and to change that a school district rank, because this inflated the prices on houses. And then many other organizations try to don't have anymore the school district have rank numbers, because in the many people that are living in some areas, like she mentioned, Boca Raton, is inflated the price in a house. Everybody want to live in Boca Raton, do the school district. And the houses there is very a higher price. And the same house that you can buy in Broward County in Boca Raton is very difficult. The prices, sometimes you have to pay 100,000 more. And then it's not fair with someone that has a kid that has no chance to live over there. And this is kind of situation just happens in the United States. It's a politician situation. Has everything to do with tax. When you buy and selling house, you have to pay tax, and that tax go to a school district. And the school district makes more money and on the price in a house, which they invest more this money on education. Even the education is up to the state government and them pay for, but a school district makes more money, which is good for kids can have some more education and more equipments on the schools, but it's not good to the parents that cannot afford the house in some area, which this is happening everywhere in the United States.
Yeah, I think that every country has its issues with location, because it's about location. So sometimes the prices of the house, it's related to be in front of the beach or to be close to any good park, public parks, or as you told about the downtown Kansas City, that it's changing and it's renovating. So the houses in downtown now, it's more expensive than the houses where you don't have access to so many entertainment or services. So I think that the buyers need to make priorities. What is the most important for me? When we moved to the United States with all the kids that we have, we said, so the priority is school. So let's go for the school, and then we decide which type of house we can afford there. Mm-hmm. And it says that the millennials are people that, that they are single, they don't need big houses, they work in home offices, so they have different necessities than family with kids. So everything we need to think how much it's important for us. And another thing that you talk about, Liz, and it's in the list here to talk, it's about technology. In this event, we said smart cities and happy citizens. When we talk about smart, everybody thinks directly to technology. So let's see about technology. Have you seen change in the last maybe 2 or 3 years in these technologies adapted to the houses, or even in your way to make your job, to make your work? How do you see the technologies maybe growing in the use in the homes, and how the builders are using this technology to attract more clients or to put the prices up? And how are you using technology in your work? Anyone, you can
This
start.
question, who's go first?
You can go.
Okay. Yes, I'm gonna talk again about the Kansas City market. The Kansas City market is like everybody that I have more experience in Kansas City. We can see that the point today is security. Everybody's worried about security, and the technology helps a lot. It's something that nobody can live without security and some technology as they. And then we've been see, especially on apartment, then buildings, that new buildings is been changing for better. And then also when you're going even on the park lot, how before you have a gate, it started by the gate, the security, and in your car, and everything is in your phone, is in your device today. That has been help a lot. And the builders is invest, especially in Kansas City, due to the weather, technology is very important. Why? Because and the technology save electricity, save gas, save water. And then if you have see the data, and 30% of the electricity in buildings, in apartment is wasted. 30%, this is huge numbers. And then the technology, them new buildings, it being invest a lot, which is special on we have 8 months of weather, the winter, and then we use gas. The majority, the heater comes from gas. And this technology, the new builder being invest a lot of money because the majority of the people in the winter spend 90% of their daytime indoors, which needed to invest, and you've been see a lot investment on this area. It is attract new buyers because everybody want to save money, right? Mm-hmm. And then pay less electrical bills, and then security, very important, and then build this offer, all that technology for the new buyers.
Interesting.
Right. Here in the new developments in Miami, we see all the technology, like turning on, turning off your AC, higher and lower, the time that you're home, it goes higher. So you can control everything on your cell phone. And that also did not help with affordability because they didn't increase the price as well. So, not every single perk that they bring, it comes with a tag, right? A price tag. So it kind of push even higher the prices for downtown Miami. The other thing too, in terms of work, the migration, and even if with the foreign buyers that we always had the video conferences. So after the COVID, we used to do inspections, with just FaceTime and WhatsApp. So it became much more usual for us to just meet with the clients online. So we have the conference, we interview the clients, we understand what the clients want, and then we can go by ourselves and show them making videos. So that became much more, this technology became much more used after COVID. So we can be with the client without be personally, physically here in Florida. So that was very helpful. He's being very helpful. Nobody needs to fly down to Florida to see the house that they are buying. They can just be from wherever they are, and they can purchase here and just come after they already closed the deal.
Just to enjoy the house.
Yes.
Yeah, this is amazing. And before the pandemic, when we talked about digital space, many people was, what is this? What is this? And now everybody's using, because this is the digital space. So we don't need to be physically there for some issues, even for a big thing that it's buying a house. And we can do everything with quality and security. It's safe to do that with people professionals that you trust. And this is really interesting. And yeah, I have been seeing in South Florida. So I live now here in South Florida, and I have been seeing a lot of more use of technology in the house, as Selma told, using these devices to make the house function, everything, windows, curtains, and lights.
Appliances even, yes.
Appliances, you can do everything in your phone. And security is something that it's really interesting, and I see that many people are looking for the cameras and also the alarms. And one thing that I see that it's interesting here is the alarm connected with the police department. I don't know if we have this in many other countries, but this is very interesting. You feel safe if you have that in your house, and it's really affordable to have. you pay, I think that is $25 a year just to have your alarm connect to the police department. And it's not just for serious issues like a burglar or something, but sometimes if you have small kids, because it passed with me, my little one, he opened the door and he was 2 or 3 and he was gonna run to the street, and the alarm just starts beeping, and in the tablet the person that answered there, so he starts calling and he get afraid and he talked with the the police, and he said, no, I'm here, I just opened the door. And it's the technology connecting and making life easier for everyone, but that increases the price. It's true. Well, we are getting close to our end, and I would like to leave you free to talk what else you think that it's interesting, or would you like to talk that we didn't talk now, and make your conclusions or your closing thoughts.
Yeah, one thing that we didn't touch is like the code changes, because here in Florida we have hurricane, and we also had the Surfside building that collapsed last year or 2 years ago, I guess already, 2021. And that has been impacting a lot the insurance. The price of insurance has never been cheap here in Florida, but now we see a lot of companies that actually move out from Florida because they just couldn't afford anymore to be here because the liability was too high.
And after the hurricane last year,
yeah, the code enforcement for the buildings have been really has a big change since that collapse. So now they have to keep doing inspection over inspection over inspection. And so many times the board of administration of the condominium don't want to go through that. They're like, but we can't afford to increase more the condo fees. But we saw a very hard taking the homeowners of condominiums got a very big impact on their condo fees for the last year since the collapse happened, because they have laws that enforce the laws that are forcing them to keep up with the structure of the property. And before, it used to be the 40-year inspection, but it was only 40 years after the building was built. Now they're going to have inspection after inspection, which is great. It's about safety, but it's being impacting big time the monthly fees of the condo. How about in Kansas? Do you have any of that, Liz?
No, we have a friendly insurance companies which make our market better. Like I said, here in Florida, we have a situation very difficult for affordable housing. Cozy, the majority of the house under 400,000, it's old properties, and this property cannot insure do the roof, and the roof must be 20 years or then no longer be insured, or cannot you have a change windows, impact windows, doors. In Kansas City, we have a very different policy regarding insurance, which insurance in Kansas City is just to have an idea in a house with the 400,000 and the price 400,000, you pay 15 to 2,000 a year insurance, which in Florida you pay a month the same amount. And then we don't have any difficulty to insure the property in Kansas City. Sure, has the code, you gotta follow up. And also the city code is very friendly, because this is the majority, the growing population goes to the Midwest right now. And we still have a lot of land to build. And we are welcome on new buyers. And actually, I would like to talking about it, how we can educate that new buyer, attract a new buyer, and teach them how they can be qualified to afford the property, how they can buy. And then we've been doing a lot of program to educating new buyers, attract to the market in Kansas City, which make me still working more and concentrating my buyers or selling in Kansas City markets.